Hello, justtwogood here. It's nearing September, which means spooky time. Gosh darn it, there's not really any notable spooky sets this season. Monster Fighters and Hidden Side, where are you? Regardless, there's a ton of interesting LEGO sets releasing in September and October, which catch my eye even though I'm trying not to buy too many large sets before I build my backlog. There's a lot of sets with some great aspects that I'll be skipping, like even the Office set, where sure, I'll get the set probably before it retires, but what's holding me back from really wanting the set is that, well, I never saw the show, and I don't really have too much interest in the Office builds. I won't have too much interest in buying it until I see the show, and I do plan on watching The Office. I might skip out on some great advent calendars as I didn't open most of last year's. However, I'll be starting off the list with a bad set I love. You know the appeal of watching a movie so bad it's good? Well, the strange new Spider-Man constraction buildable, whatever the heck this is a bad set. So bad it's hilarious, I can't pass it up on $25. Like even back in 2012 with the creepy Marvel Ultra builds, LEGO didn't have the guts to release a Spider-Man then. Now there's three $25 releases with Spidey, Venom, and Miles. This mesh of new brick joints from the Ninjago mechs earlier in the year does not make the most awkward part of Constraction Spidey any less weird. The head. The torso has elements of a mech. It's so strange for a human character. I'm getting nostalgia vibe of the awful Knights Kingdom 2 Constraction as well. All of this oddity for the low price of $25 for a very iconic character. I'm sorry, I gotta buy it. But no apologies, this is my freaking list. And guess what? Next on the list, well, I haven't opened up last year's Harry Potter Advent Calendar, though now I'll probably just save it for years down the line. I low-key really like this year's Harry Potter Advent Calendar, even though I don't care for Harry Potter movies as much as I used to. Much like the Spider-Man whatever straction of the previous entry, I don't want this set for the most conventional reasons. This plays into my weird fascination for obscure licensed figure variants. Spoiler alert, in this set there's a moaning Myrtle with gray skin and black hair, a different color palette than the CMF version's blues, and honestly I think this looks better. A new Voldemort with a very funny looking tongue sticking out of face design. Gotta love more goofy LEGO Voldy variants for the collection. Tonks has a new Christmassy outfit too. I find it hilarious that the Advent Calendar is a Christmas tradition and this year it has a dreidel inside. I hope to actually play this year's Harry Potter Advent Calendar board game. At least the miniatures feel much more purposeful than the Star Wars and Marvel ones this year, and I like the rule of having the miniatures to dioramas on 2x4 plates. And plus there's Jim Broadbent as a couch. How can you pass that up? However, my favorite advent calendar of the year is the Guardians of the Galaxy advent calendar. Okay, another dumb, niche, meaningless thing I love, strange LEGO tie-ins. This set is based on the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, a Disney Plus special dropping later this year. And of course, more crazy variants are here, but we'll have to get to spoilers. The figures at the front are all found in last year's Guardians ship set. Alright, you ready for spoilers? Well, this set introduces a new Drax variant. No longer will LEGO Drax be gray, now he'll have this green tone. I just like that there's two options for this now iconic character. I'm not sure which I prefer for accuracy, honestly. Drax and Nebula here get an exclusive Christmas sweater, both are adorable, obscure variants. Now, as I said, this is my favorite, but not the best. I think the Harry Potter calendar is a better set, as the builds for this set are incredibly lackluster, with some crappy micro-scale ship interpretations. The best thing would be the new 1x2 cassette print, which appears twice. But yeah, I can admit that the Harry Potter Advent Calendar is better. I'm just personally more interested in Marvel than Harry Potter at this point. LEGO, just get into making sets on better films in general. Okay, fair enough, this one's based on a special. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever sets release October 1st, and while the biggest set is currently unseen, the boxes show M'Baku and Okoye, and I'm really hyped. Regardless, the biggest set we've seen is the $50 Shuri Sunbird, our first set with Ironheart. Some stolen factory figures leaked show an alternate Ironheart outfit with a helmet and everything, but for now, the Mark I version in this set looks great. I only wish she had side leg printing for the amount of detail at the front. I love Nakia's green outfit as well. Green superhero suits are completely underrated, and yes, I know this is a singular character. Atuma. Regardless, the ship here is really growing on me. The movable front translucent blue ring wings are very strange. The uniqueness of the ship is honestly a nice compliment and follow-up to the first movie's Talon Fighter. Still, this is one of the harder buys after LEGO's price increase, with 355 pieces displaying its limits at $50. Seems like just too much. Now, I like the Black Panther Wakanda Forever throne set just a little bit more. While I wish this was a $20 set without the submarine, the $35 price isn't bad for what's included. The unnecessary elaborate design of the undersea throne for Namor is interesting and ridiculous. Speaking of Namor, friggin' love the look of this figure. The torso and legs capture a colorful, unconventional warrior outfit that looks awesome. There's a great generic face for the skin tone. I love the side leg and ear printing here. However, in terms of accuracy, this figure is missing the earrings and facial hair. I love the Atuma and new Shuri figure with the excellent new hairpiece, though neither are exclusive. And let me be clear, the submarine is actually interesting. It's not terrible. It's just not a build that I really want to focus on. I'd rather have a bigger throne and playset build. And yes, the junior set is basically number 11 on this list, where yeah, the best part is 2 unique figures, and it's really funny how LEGO learned from the fan feedback on the improperly labeled No Way Home sets and properly named this one based on the movies, and if it isn't based on the new movie, it just gets a generic Black Panther logo. Still waiting on a LEGO set that's based on No Way Home though, LEGO. Please give us one. The Tree of Souls LEGO Avatar build is the best part of this set for me. It's an incredibly strange yet beautiful organic structure and one of my favorite builds of fall 2022. I love the pinks and purples building up the branches. And personally, the Leo, whatever the heck it's called, is a much more interesting flying creature than the Banshees. Speaking of which, that $60 set barely didn't make the list because of this, and the set seems overpriced, and I like the flying creature in this set better. The yellow and red color scheme is very interesting, though I will admit that this set also feels pretty overpriced at $150. That's really what's holding it back. If it was like $100 to $120, this could have been in the top 3 on the list. The Site 26 Avatar set feels a bit overpriced at $100 too. I wish Site 26 was a bigger playset build, though I really like what's going on. It's like a tad less overpriced than the Tree of Souls, which is why it just ranks it one step higher. The Avatar Link setup is a bit like a floor fridge. I like the little lab setup, and the exterior's unflashy design even works for the building. I don't care about helicopter builds. With this being a lab on a floating mountain, not only is its inclusion necessary, but the actual helicopter gives off some military vibes, a rarity from LEGO. This is also the only set with Sam in his wheelchair, a nice and incredibly usable new piece exclusive to this set. I also appreciate LEGO's Sigourney Weaver, and I'm realizing it has taken this long in the list for me to point out one thing I love about the new Avatar set, which is the return of Woody's long legs from the LEGO Toy Story 3 sets. This clever piece was only introduced in 2010 and was only ever used for Jessie and Woody. To actually set the total legs return after 12 years, and this time without any printing and in new colors, is an absolute godsend. Even with LEGO Minifigures Series 23 being my 3rd spot, I'm left very conflicted. While I wanted spooky LEGO this season, I love the Christmas and American Thanksgiving theming here. Finally, another elf hat variant, with a new hair hat combo piece. I absolutely love this figure and the miniature house printed on the 1x1 plate in a snow globe. No excuses, LEGO, this should be printed. What is the Winter Village set this year anyways? Now that I think about it, that will probably make the list once that gets revealed. However, the Nutcracker is pretty darn cool with another crazy new hair hat combo piece. The reindeer is decent, but I honestly like the turkey outfit more, which has a pumpkin. You can say that's a Halloween shout out. Usually I'd wish there was a live turkey system piece so this outfit would make sense in universe, but the cooked version is so iconic, this outfit is hilariously morbid. I like the ship captain more on reveal, but it still looks kind of memey with the ship in the middle. I like the wolf outfit with a toonie torso, but just make it a fursuit, you cowards. Okay, previous figures fill that gap. Then I think that's about it for what I like in the series. I'm sick of robots and CMFs, though I guess this one at least has an open face design. I love popcorn to death and allusions to movie theaters, but the upwards oval direction of the popcorn to conceal the minifigure head ruins the design of the entire piece. As for the rest of the series, there's an unremarkable dragon at this point, since the video ones from last year were so impressive, and I'm kind of good on minifigure dragons for the time being because of that. Regardless, there's also this fairy, which meant to CMF fairies, but I do love the candy cane piece introduced here. I guess that plays into a sugar plum theme. 4 years ago in 2018, Series 18 did the same party costume theming to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the minifigure. In this series, the only tribute I can find to LEGO's legacy is the Knight of the Yellow Castle, which doesn't look like the figures from the Yellow Castle. What, is the dragon being green a reference to the first LEGO dragons being green? Okay, yes, I know. We had a Christmas elf in Series 11, so me complaining about color palettes and gender swaps and then loving the elf girl in this series makes me look like a hypocrite. But the real answer is, at the end of the day, unless I'm citing some data, it all comes down to personal taste, and everyone has moments of inconsistent opinions. However, I think most would agree that if LEGO did the much requested fan idea of a CMF anniversary series with iconic minifigures from the past, this series would be a lot more interesting. People really enjoyed the inclusion of the classic police figure back in Series 18. Maybe this series could have bumped to 16 figures with 4 secret classic remakes or something. That way, the nostalgia bait will draw on adults, and the mystery idea will draw on kids. Psh, who am I kidding? The mystery aspect is a huge reason I like opening up minifigures on camera, and with next year's minifigure series probably switching to boxes, this might be the last CMF series where we could determine what's inside. And an even more petty thing that bothers me against this series, I wish LEGO would stick to keeping the series number with the year number, as 2 generic series in 1 year after 21 numbered series from LEGO's mind really shows redundancy. I remember liking Series 22, but I'm struggling to even remember which minifigure stood out as I typed this. This is all tough love because LEGO minifigures is literally my favorite ongoing theme. From the few packs I opened, there's some nice surprises in the series, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest. Anyone else getting Diva Mech vibes from the amp suit in the $45 Avatar set? LEGO definitely has a type of mech frame which I feel is overdone in their original themes, especially Ninjago. With this being a licensed mech, accuracy is most important, and LEGO had to capture the sleekness from the film. I love the build, it gives me vibes of a fun mech Dr. Robotnik would use from the Sonic series. Though of course, LEGO did not even give the mech the gun from the film, because of course falling into their hypocritical values trumps accuracy. This side build is a distinct enough vomit of colorful plants to distinguish from other sets. I like getting those Technic pieces and the Angry Birds King Pig crown in this set in those weird colors. I haven't mentioned the Thanator because I really don't care for it. I know I'm probably not saying the name right, but the most interesting part is the specialized head. Though using a specialized head, smooth and distinct from the rest of the build, makes it look really awkward, where the rest of the build uses more common modified plates and small bricks, which give it the problem of being a very robotic looking body for an animal. At $45 though, this set is the only LEGO Avatar set which doesn't feel overpriced. And I think the mech build, along with the Tree of Souls, are my favorite builds of any of the Avatar sets. Thus, this surprisingly gets the number 2 spot on the list. Oh, and the Miles Quaritch minifigure included is straight up like a US military figure, which again is so unheard of from LEGO. I really love his inclusion and the recolor of the Zane hair in that gray color. And finally, my number 1 spot is a surprise of a set. When this set was revealed a couple days ago, I was taken aback at how much I liked it. The $300 LEGO Ideas Motorized Lighthouse is an absolutely gorgeous set releasing September 1st. I mean, this is the perfect LEGO lighthouse. Personally, I love minifigure scale lighthouses from LEGO, the first I can recall being the classic 2011 Creator set. Despite over 10 years of lighthouse builds, none ever reached the realistic size of this beauty. My gosh, this stands so tall and proud. Apparently, a new piece is used to house the light brick at the very top, but I also love the use of the clear garage door pieces encasing the light. The cramped tower leading to the light is fitting. I really like the easy to remove wall to access the interior. The house at the bottom is beautiful too, with the removable roof. The dark red with white walls contrast perfect with the dark blue base plate. and the rock formation uses a clear, ugly rock piece, but the rest of the build being built up from smaller bricks makes for a very solid foundation. While I wish the two figures were Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, the two figures have some unique colors for the hats used. I love both of their outfits. I do wish the boat logo was printed and not a sticker though. I actually initially thought it was printed. I understand when people say this set is overpriced at $300, but personally I find it worth the price. While the set only has a little over 2,000 pieces, there are 2 light bricks and some motorization parts to make the light rotate. However, my favorite piece is this new inclusion of the 32x32 base plate. Getting a new color for the standard 32x32 base plate is such a rarity. Here we get a 32x32 base plate for the first time in dark blue. I would have killed for that as a kid. But anyways, that's it for my list of my most wanted sets of fall 2022. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to Purish for the extra help. And I need to know, what do you guys want the most at release September and October? Subscribe for more LEGO lists and commentary. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and Just2Food is still around with Just2Film making a comeback. So check out those channels if you haven't. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.